In this video, we'll launch into simulation. We'll take a look at the state of Mastercam after the launch. We'll look at some of the tools in simulation, including visibility options, the gnomon, and view panes. I have our part open in the Sync Manager. I am fully synced with the part file, as the green icon here shows. So we're ready to launch into simulation. I'll select the Launch button. Mastercam takes all the data from the IOF file and launches it into simulation. If I bring my mouse down to my taskbar, which is hidden right now, and I look at Mastercam, I can see that I have two instances. I have the part file and I have simulation, which we just launched. I also have Code Expert open. So we currently have 3 instances of Mastercam open supporting our project. Just a note, this simulation window can be closed at any time and relaunched through the Sync Manager. We don't make any changes in simulation that affect our part file, so relaunching from the Sync Manager at any time is okay. Let's take a look at our visibility options. In the visibility group up above, one of the first things I'd like to recommend is that we turn our machine housing off, turn it to hide. We might come back later and turn it to transparent to take a look at some of the tooling. And we'll bring this up. You can see we have material in our left spindle. Sometimes I like to make the stock transparent and turn on the workpiece. So we can see the workpiece inside our material as we machine it. You'll notice that we have no material in the right spindle. If we had used the manually set up right spindle stock option, we would see stock here. Once we have programmed the parting op and we run it through in simulation, we'll see the cutoff part in the right spindle. Feel free to go ahead and try some of the other settings in the visibility group here. If you pay attention to what you turn on and off, you can always return to where you started. One other tip that I'd like to share with you at this point is the ability to turn components in simulation on and off. Sometimes we want to be able to see something and a component might be getting in the way of our view. So before I do that, I'm going to grab the machine pane. I'm going to bring that out and I'm going to put that on top. We'll try that again. We'll put that on top. There we go. So if I want to turn off the turret, I can right click on it here and I can hide it, and you'll notice that it highlighted the upper turret for me because it sees that I'm trying to do something with it. So if I right click and hide it here, you can see all I have left is the locators and the tools, and we might want to hide this as well so we can see that's the upper turret base, so we can hide that. So we get a little bit of different visibility. We can turn the locators off if we want and hide those. So now to turn them back on, we need to go back to those particular components because I can hide them on the main screen, but I can't turn them back on. So we'll show those here. The upper turret base will show those there, and the upper turret will show that there. So that's a way to turn some of the different components in simulation on and off. By closing the simulation window and relaunching, it will turn all the individual components back on with the exception of the visibility settings. We can change views and move about in simulation using many of the same tools that Mastercam offers. We can right click to access other views, and we can also access previous views. So you can see where I've been. Or I can go to a left side view to get a nice view of the turret. We can also use the gnomon in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. We can use it to change our views by clicking on the face of the cube that we want. So if I want to get back to front, I click on it and it'll bring us back to front view with an Alt F1 to bring us back in. You can also click on the corner of the box to give us an isometric type view. One other thing worth mentioning is in the Sync Manager, the initial view is controlled right here. So it enters in an optimized view, and then you have the other views you can pick from. It will save the last view you used in your last session unless you uncheck that box there. You saw me grab the machine pane and dock it on the top so we can see more of the tree. Let's take a look at some of the options in the View tab right here that control which panes are on and off, and I'll demonstrate some of the ways to dock them, very similar to how we dock managers in Mastercam. These panes give us access to a wealth of information and tools to use in simulation. I'll demonstrate how to use a few of them in this course. So we can see the docking pane group here, and I have a few panes turned on now. I'm going to go ahead and turn them all off. So we can see we have a little bit more real estate for our screen now. But I like to have a few of them on, so I'm going to go ahead and turn these back on. Turn on the move list, turn on machine, turn on report, axis control, and the progress bar. So you can see the progress bar came down below. This is where I had it previously set up. So if I left mouse button click on this, I can drag it out and dock it, like I said, very similar to the managers. We can tab through the different panes I have open on the right hand side, and I like to keep my move list up on top, so I'm going to left click on it, drag it up, and you can see how it's highlighting where it's going to put it. So I've got the move list on top, I've got axis control down below, I've got progress bar on the very bottom, and I've got a report and the machine tree, which we've already taken a quick look at. One other thing worth noting is if you have multiple monitors, you can take these and drag them to another monitor.